Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Paul.
Welcome to the Twin Perspective. All right, so we're back at this. We will be sharing today our experiences across the countries that we've stayed.
Yes, because people keep asking that how have we done it? We've had the experience in like Nigeria, in the US, in the UK, and in United Arab Emirates. And that's quite a diverse portfolio right there.
Well, we just want to share about like how we feel like healthcare is in different places from our own experiences. I know that from back home in Nigeria, I know that healthcare was different. I know it was surprising coming to the US and like, oh, you don't just walk to the doctor's office. You got to book an appointment. If you something's go wrong with you, you got to go to the ER to go get yourself fixed. But back in Nigeria, we had that access to just walk into a hospital, and see your doctor.
Right.
Wake up in the morning like I'm going to my doctor today,
How you go straight
and
in.
you go straight in. They you could wait a little bit, but they still receive you. So that's an experience from Nigeria. What do you have from your part?
I would say, pardon my English here, I've been shocked. I've been very shocked.
Okay,
And I've been very, very shocked.
okay,
Okay. This has been in different places that I've been to. I would say, first of all, the in UAE is quite different because they made it mandatory for everyone to have health insurance. So your company needs to do like a form of health insurance for you, which I think it's absolutely amazing for you to have that access to those places to take care of yourself. So that was really, coming from a background where we didn't really have insurance for everyone and seeing that large difference that everyone had health insurance, no matter what form of health insurance, but you could have access to a doctor, to a hospital. That was a shock for me.
okay,
Okay. More shocked. So coming to the UK was also quite different. And I'm going to also echo a bit of what you said in terms of going straight to see your doctor. Here's also like the primary, your GP, so, and it's been done that with every area you're in, you have a GP that you need to register with, which I'm like, okay, that's nice. And from your GP, it's when you get a referral, you need to go see a specialist.
okay.
And that was like, okay, that's also shocking. But in terms of the insurance, there's something I would like to also clarify there, because everyone says the UK is free healthcare.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Again, I'm not an expert in this, disclaimer. I'm just saying it based on what I know is so the UK has a very, good healthcare system, but it's not free for everyone. For people who are like the citizens, like the British nationals, they have it free. Okay, for people who are like on the work visas and things like that, and they're not yet British nationals, based on my understanding, they still, pay the NHS surcharge, which is more like an insurance for access to healthcare.
Okay.
And that gives you the access to healthcare. So that's my own
And
understanding.
does that make it cheaper having that?
Well, if you're going to pay out of pocket, it will be more expensive. Yes.
Why I'm asking this is, like you said, probably I do my own disclaimer because I'm not speaking for any organization or nobody. I feel like insurance in the US, like, first of all, insurance is provided by companies, good companies that you have. Not everyone has insurance in the US, right? And I feel even if you have insurance, it's still expensive. Just an ER visit is gonna cost you. Then you gotta first meet your deductibles before then it's now your copay. It's expensive. Dental work, listen, I used to judge people before in the US that had and I've said this, I used to judge people that used to have like, bad dental. But when I went to the dentist office and I realized that even with insurance,
you still pay a lot.
you pay a lot. And I'm like, How do you expect people to have the kind of money to come to the dentist? I'm like, I'll take my crooked, I'll take my crooked teeth around like that. However, though, I'm gonna say back, like, I've had people say, does insurance? This is a question I want to ask you. Do you think not having insurance or even having insurance, but it's expensive, delays healthcare?
Delays healthcare.
Yes.
What do you mean by delay healthcare?
So I know someone that was going through something one time and she didn't call 911. She was waiting for her friend to come pick her up.
Okay.
And she was in so much pain, like excruciating pain. And I'm like, why didn't you call 911? Oh my God, if I call 911, do you know how much bill that's gonna cost me? So when you're making healthcare expensive, accessible, but expensive, why are you giving people a chance to have a rethink before saying, oh, I want to go to the hospital? I've literally offered someone Tylenol before at the hospital. Literally said, oh, I have some Tylenol for you. They said, no, I don't want it. Now you're going to send me $700 $700 for Tylenol. I don't want it. I could go take my Tylenol at home. And this is with insurance.
I'm not an insurance expert, okay? But recently, I started watching this TV series.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to say this real quick, okay? Started watching this TV series called The Resident.
Okay.
Okay. And I liked it because there was a scene where they had someone come in to the hospital just because of the bottom line. And she was auditing everything done. You can't do an MRI now because it's X amount. Do they have insurance? Would they be able to pay for this? Is it necessary for you to do this? Okay. And what happened at the end of it, how they kicked that out, was she was, because of this procedure she was trying to do, she's not even a clinician, okay? But she was just acting based on the bottom line. And she almost cost the patient his life because of the bottom line she was trying to say. And if someone is scared of taking Tylenol because of the money they're going to pay, then we have a problem.
We really do. So imagine how many people are staying home, dealing with the problems, with other things, because they don't want to come to the hospital and
They want to
have
pay bills.
a lot of hospital bills.
I'm not sure I'm the right person to discuss this insurance thing, but what I know is, looking at the different countries they're coming from, I would say this also with, the Nigerian healthcare system, that lots of people at the time would prefer to go to a pharmacist and get their medication from a pharmacist and go use the...
No, if you're speaking about the Nigerian part, all Nigerians are doctors.
My mom is a doctor, but she didn't go to school.
All Nigerians go prescribe, man. When you call, well, I think it's a motherly thing, though.
Yeah.
They tell you, oh, have you tried this? My mom's best go-to is ginger and garlic.
It cures everything.
But I'm like, still go to the hospital, go get checked out. I like the fact that, to me, when I thought about the UK, I felt like everything, like medical, was free. Because I know, like, you guys don't pay, you can go to the hospital free. I don't think we have that back in the US. I know there are like other stuff, which I don't want to mention, but we really need to have something to help us. 'Cause if you lose your job, even in the US, like there was a time I took a time off from work.
Okay.
That's when I was in school. So the job offered me 3 months off.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That's why I said that was nice.
There's a backstory to that.
Listen.
Okay.
Then I took the 3 months off, right? Then I had a doctor's appointment that I went to. So when I got there, they said, oh, your insurance card. And I gave the lady my insurance card. And she's like, Mr. Coenzi, do you have another insurance? I'm like, no. It's like, oh, this is not active. So meanwhile, I did not miss the email from my company that said after 3 months, your insurance gets turned off and they give you what is called Cobra. I didn't do it. So I didn't have insurance for that month. I went back to work like that month. I'm like, because the Cobra was expensive, even though it's like another form of insurance, but it's still expensive, one. And secondly, the people that's been smiling at me at the hospital, like really, really nice people, like my provider's office, they told me back. Like, there's no
Oh, I know you from
right.
the
Like,
healthcare.
there's nothing like that,
Yeah.
and it's not just in healthcare. In any bill, I was telling someone, I said one thing I like Nigeria about, and I know I'm just saying this. Like in Nigeria, you can still say, "Oh, sir, like please help me out. I've been very good. Just this month's been rough. Can you just?" That can happen anywhere else. You know, they don't care how good your record has been. Like you've been paying.
Once you miss it,
Once you miss it, you're the villain now. They don't even care. Like you're not. They're not even smiling at you anymore. Respectfully, no.
now that's shocking news, anyways. But I'll take a step back and ask you this. So, looking at the countries that you've been, where would you rather practice nursing if you were to choose? Well, Nigeria or the U.S. And why?
I would say the U.S.
Why?
And the reason is, I feel like growing up back in Nigeria, I never saw nurses the way I see nurses right now. I feel like I saw nurses back home as more like, in terms of scope of practice, I didn't see them like do a lot. I felt like they were more like just there. And listen, this is from my growing up. I didn't experience a lot of hospitals, knock on wood, to really see the scope of practice. But from the movies and from stuff I saw, my idea of nurses, they were just like the techs we have in the US.
Well, hold on, because you just hurt my feelings here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was expecting to say because I practiced nursing in Nigeria. Hold on. And
Listen.
So, how did you see me? You saw me as what?
Wait, no.
Okay.
So, that's why I said that.
All right.
Starting up, that's how I saw nurses.
Okay. Finish.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Finish up. Okay.
But I realized that it started evolving gradually.
Okay.
Because I felt like Nigeria, we had what they call auxiliary nurses.
Yeah.
I don't know what those ones. I don't know what they are.
They're not nurses.
But they wear nursing uniform.
So that's the thing.
So it was confusing.
Okay, true.
Yeah. How would someone that is not a nurse wear a nursing uniform, and I see them sweeping, or I see them.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
hold it there.
Let's pause.
Pause there.
Let's pause.
Because now you won't make me professional now. And I want to be professional. Listen. Listen. Lots of people are already fighting for that practice to change it.
Correct.
Because there's nothing like an auxiliary nurse. You can be an auxiliary doctor. You can be an auxiliary engineer. You know, it's
You're either a nurse or you're not a nurse.
You're not a nurse.
Correct.
Okay. So I don't know what that term means by auxiliary nurse, you know, because I could just say, what are you doing? And I do abbreviation and say AN. What was that? A nurse. Like, what? You mean accidents nurse? But so that term is not right. And I agree with you on that perception of people who, you know, wanted to change the nursing practice we had back there in Nigeria. Well, to your own defense, you didn't really know much about what was happening. And you never even saw me do what I was doing.
No, I didn't.
You know, back when I was practicing. Yeah. So I forgive you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, but what I'm saying is, in Nigeria then, lots of people came up and wanted to, you know, change the image of what we try to portray nursing as. Even with the movie industry, you know, they portray nurses as gossip or something, you know, which, you know, was really different for us. But now I'm glad that Council and lots of people are standing up to change that perception of who nurses really are and what they really do. Covering the term of, you know, nurses are, you know, the time it was more like a bedpan nurse, you know, bring me that. We have a mind of our own. And this, I know you reflect that in the US, but that's also reflecting back now in Nigeria, that nurses also have a mind of their own. They also, you know, do their own nursing diagnosis to say what's going on, things like that. They listen, you know, do their own head-to-toe assessment to check what's going on. And it's really like I'll use your word. Your word. It's evolved, and I'm glad I practiced actually as a nurse in Nigeria because it has given me more insights than other people. I don't want to say the you, but yeah.
Well, when you ask me that question, it's not. I'm not gonna say that I do not want to practice in Nigeria. I do because I still feel like I want to. I want nurses to be more recognized back home.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I want us to be more recognized because I feel like this is a great profession. We're still gonna bring this back to people and say like, does insurance, because that's the topic that we're talking about,
Not full insurance.
but does healthcare in different countries, where would you feel like has a better healthcare? Is that a broad question?
It's a broad question because it depends on the person answering the question and depends on
True.
how. Yeah, I take it back to us being personal and seeing how we've practiced in different places and where we felt more comfortable personally. It's not about the insurance system where we felt more comfortable personally, where we felt that we got some good info and where we would like to practice in future. And of course, we also want to go back home one time and help in reforming, which lots of people have the same idea to go reform the healthcare system back in Nigeria. And, we look forward to collaborating and contributing to that with other people that shares the same vision and goals with what we want to do.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. All right.
All right.
So, again, this also concludes this episode, and we look forward to hearing people's thoughts and seeing how they feel about this. And please let us know.
Like and subscribe.